the annual organizational meeting of the Abbotsford Board of Education. And I'd first like to acknowledge that the district is located on the traditional territory of the Stolo people. And I just would like to reflect on how fortunate we are to be able to work and play alongside the Samath and Matsqui First Nations. It's a privilege to be a part of the complete community. With that, I'd like to call for adoption of the agenda.
Trustee Peterson.
Moved by Trustee Wilson, second by Trustee Peterson. All in favor? That's carried. The business for this evening's meeting is to elect the chair and vice chair for the board for the coming year. The first order of business is to elect the board chairperson, so I'll call for nominations for the position of chair. Trustee Roush.
Yeah, thank you, Secretary Treasurer. I just wanted to say first that I've been really thankful to act as vice chair for this term. It's been a great opportunity to learn, and I'm hopeful that some of our other trustees will have that opportunity. And I just wanted to register with the group that I'm quite willing to step aside and allow for that to happen. And with regard to the more important subject of chair, in my position over the past year, I've spent a lot of time with Chair Neufeld, witnessed a tremendous effort he's put in, and also the results of that effort. Corky has a special gift for bringing people together. I think he's the best person for this position, and if the board would allow me to, I'd love to nominate him as chair for a second term.
Trustee Neufeld, do you accept that?
I do. If the board supports me, I do.
Are there any further nominations for the position of chair? And calling a final time for the position of chair. Any nominations? Seeing none, declare Trustee Neufeld chair of the Board of Education, and I'll turn the meeting over to Chair Neufeld.
First of all, thanks to my fellow colleagues and trustees for your patience with me over this last year. And yeah, we all some of us were completely new, but this was a new role for me, so I just appreciate your support. The nominations are now in order for the office of vice chairperson. Are there any nominations for the position of vice chair? Stan Peterson?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Rye for vice chair.
And Trustee Rye, do you accept that nomination?
I accept. Thank you, Stan.
Any other nominations for vice chair? Trustee White?
Yes, I would like to nominate Trustee Rupi Kandarajwan for the position of vice chair.
And Trustee Rajwan, do you accept that nomination?
Yes, I accept your nomination.
Thank you. Any other nominations for vice chair? And one more time before we close. Okay, nominations for vice chair are closed, and so I believe we need to go to ballots. So I will ask our Secretary Treasurer to walk us through that process.
Okay, I am just preparing the online ballot now, and I will shortly, trustees will see the names on your screen.
Sorry,
So, and this is conducted in a confidential manner. We will not see who votes. We will just see I will just see a summary of the 7 respondents and the total number of votes for each individual.
Rupi's on her cell phone, right? And
yeah.
I'm wondering, is she going to be able to see the vote?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see if it pops up on your
Because I see nothing yet.
Yeah, you're going to see it right now.
I messaged Tracy. Tracy, can you just give my username for the ESB and just message it to me? Because I'm on my phone. I can't connect to my laptop.
Yeah, we're not using ESB for this,
okay.
Trustee.
Has it popped up on your screen, Rupi?
You should see it now.
On Teams?
Yep. Maybe in the chat?
Oh, in the chat. Okay, let's just
Could
see.
be.
Yeah, could you?
You're muted, Ray.
Yeah. Rupi, do you see the poll?
Yeah, I was able to submit.
Okay, I'm still waiting for one. Okay. I have received all 7 responses, and I would declare Trustee Rai as vice chair for the board.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Trustee Rai.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So 4.3 is destruction of the ballots for elections. I guess that's electronic. Just press delete, Ray.
I
Yeah.
would move that motion, but I would also like to acknowledge that Trustee Kandarajwan put her name forward, and I would like to thank her for that.
So
Absolutely.
we get a mover and seconder,
was
Trustee
moving.
Neufeld.
So that would be
I'll
Shirley Wilson and
second it.
then
I'll move
Trustee
it.
Rai, second. All in favor of destroying the ballots? Okay. Well, I guess I have to make a few comments here, and I just want to first of all thank the board again, trustees, for this past year. I also want to thank Mike Rauch for vice chair. Coming into this position and coming into the district as a new trustee, there's a lot of growth, and I've seen that in you. And so I want to thank you for your ongoing work and your support for me as a chair and also for on behalf of the board. I would like to especially thank our staff, Carissa, Tracy, and Pam. I mean, they make all of us our work so much easier. I know coming in as a chair, if it wouldn't be for them organizing my day-to-day and reminding me when to come in and sign documents, I probably wouldn't have done it. So I want to thank them for their support. They do a lot of work behind the scenes, not only for the board, but for staff, for our senior staff. And so thank you for allowing us to do our jobs a lot better. So why don't we give them a quick round of applause here. This last year, we saw a variety of accomplishments by our students, and it's always nice to have a delegation of students coming to the board and we're allowed to show them off. And then we also had our student voice at the BCSDA AGM, and so they were there as well and just made us so proud. Many accomplishments for our schools. Think of teams and music and drama and everything that went on. Our employees also across the board, many of our teachers got nominations for all kinds of wonderful awards and special recognition. And so it's a team effort from everyone. So just really appreciate what we saw this last year. Many achievements were the direct result of our continuing focus on our strategic plan. And we, by the time we get sick of it, some people finally hear about it in our system. And so we can't ever stop talking about it and reiterating the importance of our strategic plan. When Kayla gave me a list of accomplishments that were 3 or 4 pages long of this past year, I couldn't read them all. So I just picked a couple of highlights. Over 20,000 students began the school year in 46 schools, supported by over 2,600 employees. We added a new school to our district, Irene Kelleher Elementary, opening with 460 students plus daycare. And if you've ever gone to that facility, it's just a wonderful facility. Watching the kids coming in preschool and then moving into kindergarten on to K-5, it's just wonderful facility and it's just seamless. And I just think that's just a wonderful facility. Our district received $1.9 million from the Student and Family Affordability Fund back to school costs, help our most vulnerable families, supporting them to get back to school. We also had the privilege of kind of highlighting and congratulating 10 Indigenous youth who were selected as Indigenous role models for this next school year. And any time that we can tap a student on the shoulder and say, would you want to rise up and become a leader? It's a worthy celebration, even much more when there are Indigenous students. So congratulations to those 10 students who are now leaders amongst their peers, which is not always easy to do. We had over 130 employees celebrate at the district's long-term service awards. Not every district does this, and we celebrate our employees no matter where they work in the district, because all of us have a sight line to student success. So we had everyone from bus drivers to janitors to teachers to admin, and just to see their dedication. And some people have actually worked in this district over 40 years. I can't imagine that, but they have. And so it's just wonderful to celebrate that. Superintendent Kevin Godden retired in June of 2023. And so that brought in Sean Nozak, and we have already introduced him as our new superintendent of schools effective July 1st. So he's been on the job for 4 or 5 months, getting his feet wet. And we went through a robust process, had some wonderful candidates. And yeah, we're very pleased with the leadership that Sean has shown to the districts thus far, and we look forward to working with him in the coming year. Abbotsford School District celebrated our retirees in 2023 and recognized the significant contributions and unwavering dedication of our employees. They have devoted their careers to shaping the minds of our students, and the longevity of some of those people and how long they've worked in one district or even one school because they just felt like their gifts and abilities were being used at that one location for a long period of time is just something to be applauded. Hundreds of students, each of our secondary schools crossed the stage and graduated, and we as a board and a district, we just want to wish them every success in their future endeavors. We spent over $1.5 million in scholarships and bursaries. Think about that, $1.5 million in scholarships and bursaries. That's the kind of supportive community that we have. And that comes from the community, comes from different organizations, and we're very pleased about that. This year is not without its challenges. The long-term impact of the pandemic to students and staff, emotional and mental well-being, has caused us to put out an HR survey to our staff to find out where exactly they are feeling, what they're thinking. We have student voice allowing us to hear from our students how they're doing. So our strategic plan will be impacted by those findings. The districts across the province continue to struggle to fill teaching positions, and as we do as well, and we are using every option available to us to fill those positions. And then I just want to also just say that we as a board and a district have been impacted by the protests of the last several months. And I just want to let the public know that we as a board and a district are having ongoing conversations regarding sexual orientation, gender identity 1, 2, 3, and sexual identity and gender identity in general. But I also want to just remind everybody that some of this is a provincial issue, and there is a provincial election next year. And so I think your MLAs would love to hear from you. So I would encourage them to do that as well. We've had a bit of student growth, about 400 students, a little bit more than what we're expecting, but nothing that we can't handle. Some districts have had thousands of additions, and that's a little bit more challenging on their buildings. With a steady growth like we have, we're able to find spaces for all of our kids, and we are sure looking forward to 2023, 2024. So thank you very much for being here today. And I think I would like to say, I guess we're going to adjourn this meeting and head over to our public board meeting, which started a minute ago. So let's log out and move back into that one.
Very nice.
Can we just
Thank
stay on
you,
the
Chairman
Thank you.
Bell.
I think Rupi just wants to say
Oh,
something.
go ahead,
quickly.
Rupi.
Are we off recording?
We're just